Welcome to our Construction Calc tutorials. Construction Calc is an app available on the Apple App Store as well as the Google Play Store. Today we will be taking a look at how to enter and work with scales in the iOS version. The scale feature of Construction Calc will allow you to easily scale drawings on site using simply your measuring tape or a ruler. The information bar will display your active scale as well as your scaled result. You can switch over to the scale bar simply by clicking the left button in the information bar, which will cycle through history, memory, and back to scale. Also, scale will automatically appear in the information bar when you're entering scales or selecting scales. So let's go ahead and go back to the history just so we can see how the scale bar automatically appears. And we'll enter 1/16 of an inch and put it in the from scale, which is the X colon. You'll see the scale now appears, scale bar in the information. And we'll put in 1 foot and click our scale to button. So now we have a full scale entered. And now if we take a measurement on our drawing, so say we're looking at our drawing and we measure a room out to be 4 inch and 3/8. As soon as we enter that number, we will see the equivalency in real life. So in real life, the 4 3/8 inch room on our drawing is 70 feet. This can be quite convenient on site. Just using your measuring tape and your phone, you can get distances off of your drawing. So let's go ahead and enter a couple more scales. So let's do 1/8 inch equals a foot. And of course you can do any kind of metric scales as well. So let's say 250 to 1 scale, maybe a 500 to 1 scale. Okay, so now we can go ahead and go into our scale view to select scales. So this is the S button. And when we click that, we'll go into our scale view, which will bring up all our scales. So once you have these all input, you'll be able to use them anytime you like. Also, we can mix and match scales. So let's go ahead and select a scale. So when we select our from scale, it'll change up here, showing our active scale, 1/8 of an inch to 1 right now, which makes not much sense. So we'll go 1 foot, 1/8 inch equals a foot. We can go 1/16 equals a foot, and we can select any scales we want. Once we've selected our desired scale, we can back out, and we can go ahead and use it. So 4 inches on our drawing, 64 feet in real life. And in the scale view, like our other views, we have the number of scales that are in memory right now, 4. The maximum can be set through settings. And we have our trash can on the left here, which will delete all our scales. We can also delete single scales just by left swiping on them. That'll bring up the delete button and we'll be able to delete a scale. Another very useful way to use the scale feature of Construction Calc is when you have a drawing that doesn't have a scale on it, or possibly a drawing that's printed not to scale, so it's printed smaller or it's enlarged, or even a drawing that's printed with the wrong aspect ratio, or even to just double check a scale that is on the drawing to make sure it's correct. So we can create our own scale by simply taking a measurement on the drawing and a measurement in real life. So what I typically do is try to take a large measurement, so column to column, a lot of times is what I'll use. So let's say, for example, we measure column to column on our drawing with our measuring tape and it's 4.5 inches. So we would enter 4.5 inches and put it as our from scale. And then we'd measure column to column in real life with our measuring tape. And let's say we get 25 feet. So we'll put in 25 feet as our to scale. So now we have our own custom scale, 4.5 inch to 25 feet, which will of course also show up in our saved scales. So we'll be able to reuse it for the entire job. And now if we take any measurement on the drawing, we'll get the real life measurement. So say we take a measurement on the drawing and it's 2 inches. This will instantly give us our real life measurement up here in our scale result at 11 foot 1 and 5/16. We might measure, I don't know, 2.5 inches on our drawing, and in real life that's 3 foot or 13 foot 10 at 11/16. And using this, you'll find it quite convenient to be able to scale any drawing anytime, just with your measuring tape and with Construction Calc. I hope you really enjoy our app and that it saves you tons of time. If you require more help, please be sure to check out our written manuals and other video tutorials. The links can be found in the description below. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to keep up to date with new tutorials and new apps. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon.